everybody, my name is Krista from A-List English,
I'm George from A-List English.
and in today's video we're going to do some expressions that we can use in English when we want to ask for permission, okay? So when we want to do something and we want the other person to give us the okay, alright? So I will be using these expressions. I will be asking George for his permission.
Now we'll be using these expressions, these are the columns right here. Ways to say yes, to give my permission, or ways to say no, not give my permission.
Okay. Alright, so we can start with the first and a pretty common expression. It's can I, and then right here I would have to use the verb in its infinitive, bare infinitive form. So I would say, George, can I use your mobile, please?
And a possible response, if I'm willing to do that, if I want to do that, be my guest. That means yes, you can use my phone. Now if I do not want to give her my phone, sorry, but, and you come up with an excuse, it's broken, the battery is flat, just come up with an excuse, justify why you don't want to
Okay,
give her.
it's important to give a reason. It's more polite to say, instead of saying no,
Yes.
you just explain why you can't grant permission. Okay, now the next expression is very similar to the first one. Could I, and then again, I would use the bare infinitive here. The only difference is that could I is slightly more polite than can I. So again, George, could I borrow your laptop for a while?
And an alternative answer, an alternative positive answer, sure, go ahead. That means yes, you can use my laptop. Now if I don't want to give her my laptop, you can use this one here. Well, I'm afraid not. Yes, again you have to find an excuse. I'm using it right now, I can give it to you.
Alright,
For
or you
example.
simply do not...
I do not trust you with
Yes,
my
you don't trust me with my laptop because I'm
dropper.
a dropper.
Dropper.
Okay. So, alright, let's move on to the third expression. May I, and then again the bare infinitive of the verb. Now may I is even more polite and more formal, okay? So we would use this if we were asking permission from our professor or our employer. So let's pretend that George is my employer and I want to take the rest of the day off or tomorrow off. So may I take the day off, please?
And the single word answer here is this one, certainly. That means yes, you can have the rest of the day off. I'm willing to allow you to do that.
Yeah.
And if you want to say no, I'd rather you didn't. That means I would prefer it if you didn't take the day off because we're too busy today.
Or because I'm just bad. Okay. Alright, okay. Alright. So let's move on to this one here. Might I? These are all modal verbs. Now I have never used might I because it's too formal. You would only use this if you were talking to, let's say, the Queen or some kind of person of authority.
Yes.
Okay, so might I ask you a personal question?
And here's a very nice expression, by all means. That means I have totally no problem. You can ask me whatever you like. Now if you got a problem with that, you can say, well, the problem is, and of course you justify what the problem is. I have a problem with personal questions. I don't like being asked personal questions.
Okay, that's fine. Alright,
Yes.
okay. Let's move on to some more complicated phrases. This is a nice one. Do you mind if it means do you have a problem if I do something? And right here, I would have to use a verb in its present tense. So let's say I want to smoke here inside a particular classroom or a room. I would say, do you mind if I smoke?
Now, if I'm okay with that, a very common response, no problem, go ahead, you can smoke in there. Now, some ways to say no that are more firm. You can use these, of course, but if I have such a problem with Krista smoking in there, I can say that's out of the question. That means Under no circumstances can you smoke in here. I have a big problem with that.
Okay, or maybe it's a no-smoking area, or
That too.
smoking is forbidden in here. Okay, another very emphatic negative response, negative answer here would be absolutely not.
Mhm.
Okay.
Again, that means about the same. We can also say forget about it.
Mhm.
Again, I'm very emphatic about my negation. I don't want her to smoke in there.
Yeah. And did we mention a no way?
No.
No way, you can't smoke in here. Okay?
Yes, that's shown, and you make it clear that you don't want something to happen, whatever
Okay.
that might be.
Wow, alright. So, let's move on to would you mind. Very similar to the previous one. Actually, there's no difference in meaning. The only difference is that would you mind is a little more polite, okay? And you would have to use a past tense here. So we say, do you mind if I smoke, present tense, but would you mind if I smoked in here, past tense, okay?
So my response might be, that's common too, not at all. I'm okay with that. You can smoke in there. And if you have a problem with that, if you're not okay, go and use some expression out of these.
Okay.
Sorry, but this is a non-smoking area, for example.
Okay. So we've got 3 more expressions, so bear with us for a little while longer. Is it okay if I, and then again here, I'm using the present simple. Is it okay if I leave early today?
That's a nice expression too. Feel free. Again, it's a way to say yes, you can leave early today. Feel free. I'm absolutely okay with that. Now, if I want to say no, you can't leave
No, you
early
can't,
today.
alright.
And just simply say no or use one of the former expressions.
It's not okay. We were,
Yes.
and the last 2. Okay, these 2 are a little more indirect, so they're slightly longer. Do you think I could leave a little early today? Or would it be possible for me to take the rest of the day off? So they're longer because I'm trying to prepare the other person for what I'm asking. And
It's like trying to get a positive response
yes,
somehow.
yeah.
So I'm sure that most of you will be familiar with that. Of course means yes, I'm positive, I give a positive answer. And if I have a problem with that, again go with something else.
Something like this.
Something like this.
Okay. That's pretty much it, I think, George. I think
Yes, we've covered everything.
I think we've covered everything. And if you enjoyed this video, if you liked it, press the like button. And if you want to subscribe to our channel so that you can be updated on anything new we upload. That's it for today. Bye-bye
Thank you
from
for
me.
watching, guys. Bye. See you.